Welcome back to another Roblox Studio tutorial, everyone. Today's going to be part 2 of creating animation. So last time we covered the damage script over here. So next thing that we're going to do is in the starter character script, we're going to put in a local script, and we're going to rename this local script combat handler. So combat handler. And inside of combat handler, we're going to put in a animation. If you go back to your web browser from last time, there should be a small code up above, and this code is the number. So take up the number only and copy that. Go back to Roblox Studio and open Properties, go to Animation, and in Animation ID, you're going to put in the number that you had. Make sure that it's not empty, so over your Animation ID. Here we go. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to Combat Handler, and we're actually going to begin with the script. So first thing is we're going to create 9 different variables. So the very first variable is local punch 1, and this is the name of my animation. You have to put the name of your animation. So mine was punch 1 equals script colon wait for child. Inside we're going to put animation. Next we're going to do local char equal script dot parent. Next we're going to do local humanoid equal game colon get service. So actually, instead of this, we're going to do, since we're actually going to define variable for char, since it was here script.parent, but we're actually going to do what exactly is char, and this is actually going to be character. So local, so here we're going to do local humanoid equal char colon wait for child, and then inside we're going to put in parentheses and humanoid, and in the parentheses make sure it's in quotation. Next we're going to do local UIS equal game colon get service, and inside we're going to put in user input service. Next we're going to do local the debounce equals false. Next we're going to do local is animation playing equals false. We're going to do local loaded animation, and we're going to do local and animation ID. Make sure everything is spelled correctly. And we're going to do local promote event equals game dot replicated storage dot hit, and then we're going to actually create a function. So now that we have our variables down, we're going to create a function. So local function, and then you're going to put in the name of your function. So I suggest on pressed. So on press, and inside parentheses we're going to put in 2 parameters. So in this case, input comma game processed. And again, make sure that everything is spelled correctly. And the reason why is because there could be some type of error or something like that. Because if we continue with these keywords later, there could be an error. So next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do an if statement. So if game processed or is animation playing, then here we're gonna do after this we're gonna do return, and then after this end right over here we're gonna do another if statement. So we're gonna do if input. As you can see, I misspelled input, so let's redo that. Back over here, make sure everything is spelled the same. There you go. Input. There we go. So now make sure that everything is spelled correctly again. So if input dot key code equal enum dot key code, and we're going to do dot q. And I recommend doing anything besides WASD or WASD because that's what you use to move on PC. So any other character, letter character, would be good. So I'm gonna go with Q for now. Next thing we're gonna do is then. So now we're gonna do is animation playing equal true, and we're gonna do current animation ID equal punch or punch one. In this case, since I did punch one, punch one, and make sure everything is spelled correctly, especially this right over here, punch one, or whatever you did, because this is the name of your thing. It's going to be the name of your animation. So, and over here, and as you can see, I have a couple of grammar mistakes, so let me fix those. And then I have those finished. So next thing that we're going to do after that is dot animation ID. So next thing that we're going to do is loaded animation equal humanoid colon loaded animation. And in this case, I'm going to be doing punch one. Oh, wait. Punch one. There we go. Next thing that we're going to do is loaded animation colon play. And as you can see, I have a grammar issue right over here. This is why you should always make sure that everything is spelled correctly, because if something like this happens, there could be an error again. So then we're finished with this part. So after this end, we're gonna do if loaded animation, then loaded animation dot stopped, and then we're gonna do colon wait, and we're not actually gonna put anything inside of these parentheses. We're just gonna keep it like that. So next we're gonna do is animation playing equal false. So now we're finished with this block of code. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a function. So this is gonna be kind of like stopping a player from spamming the key code. So we don't want that, because then there could be a lot of lag and stuff like that, and the kick would be really OP or overpowered. So next we're actually going to create a function. So local function. I'm going to make my function called strike, and here I'm going to do inside we're going to do pass two parameters, and that's hit comma body part. And this will kind of like this over here will kind of like activate damage, kind of. So next we're gonna do if not is animation playing or debounce, then return, and after this end right over here we're going to do local char equal hit dot parent. And we're going to do enter and then a new line. So let me just fix local over here. There we go. Next thing that we're going to do is local humanoid this is going to be a long one, so this is going to be local humanoid of hit player. Here we go. Equal char colon find first child and we're going to do this parentheses and in quotation we're going to do humanoid. Next thing that we're going to do is after this we're going to do if not humanoid of hit player, then return. And then we're going to do after this return we're going to do after the end we're going to do debounce equals true. And then we're going to do if an animation ID equal punch one dot animation ID. Then we're going to do remote event colon fire server and then in here we're going to do humanoid of hit player. And the next thing that we're going to do is after this end we're going to do wait 0.25 and you can actually I recommend 0.25 or something close to that. So now we're going to do debounce equals false. And we are done with the block of code. Now all we have to do is call function. So UIS dot input began. We're going to do connect. In parentheses we're going to do on pressed. Next we're going to do humanoid dot touched colon connect strike. So we are done with this block of code. Let's test it out really quickly. Hopefully there's still some time left for this. And if not, I'll do another part on testing it, but this won't take very long. So, as you can see, my thing isn't appearing. Let's just take a look at input. So, over here, there seems to be an error. But, as you can see, there seems to be an error with my avatar, so it's not loading correctly. There seems to be a hiccup with the thing. So, I'm going to make a part 3 on testing it, because there seems to be a small error. So make sure to like and subscribe, and part 3 will come out very soon. I'll see you all later.